Hi and welcome to Supportcast. Today is Tooltip Tuesday and I have a free tooltip I'd like to put out there to everybody. This tooltip comes from cssglobe.com. It's a lightweight tooltip that utilizes the jQuery library, but it doesn't require all the coding that goes along with some of the other tooltips that are available, so it makes it very easy to implement into a RapidWeaver project. Let's get the page inspector up here and let's have a look at exactly what we're talking about. If we jump into the header here, you can see we have our script reference for, of course, the jQuery library from Google Apis. We have our script reference from the Content Delivery Network for the jQuery tools package. And then I have a script reference for CSS Globe's script for their tooltip. And then in our CSS file, we have the styling necessary for our tooltip. And then in this page of the project on the assets, I only have the jQuery script that, I'm sorry, not the jQuery script, CSS Globe script added so that their tooltip will work on the page. So if we just slide this out of the way and jump over here, you can see we have a regular link reference. It has a class of tooltip which will match our CSS styling, and then it has a title because you have to have a title in a tooltip in order for it to show, and then it has the text to activate that tooltip on hover. And if we look at it, we get a quick look here and you can see there's the tooltip. Now that's a standard tooltip, and that's where our mindset always is when we think about tooltip. Notice here in the CSS coding, position's always absolute, always set display to none. And then we can mess with the color, padding, background colors, and borders that create the tooltip itself. This type of setup overrides that basic tooltip that we discussed in the first screencast that I did. Now their tooltip does a little bit more. It gives us a variety of options because they want us to think outside the box, and we should think outside the box. Their tooltip actually comes with the ability to utilize it with images, and it makes for a great image gallery preview or single image preview if you want to say. And as you can see on this page, same script references in the head, none of that extra jQuery coding to get it to work. CSS files that are required basically style the image and the unordered list in this example and the list items, and then at the bottom there's some coding for the class of the link, which is preview, and of course you can see absolute and display none. There's a Z index in there to give it a little lift over everything that else is up there on the page. Color, background, border. Then in the assets folder, all the images that are required, and of course the script from CSS Globe. So if we get that out of our way really quick and we get the page brought up, you can see here we've got 4 images, and then I put some text in there to give us some room to scroll around, because if you don't, when this pops up, as you can see that if your end user is low on the page, or if you're low on the page, then it doesn't really show. And you can see how nicely that pops up. Now notice these images don't have any captions on them, and that would be because these link references don't have any titles included in them. So if you leave the title tag out, then your image will not have a reference. If you're working in RapidWeaver and you don't have anything below all this and you hit the bottom of your page, it'll automatically add the scroll bars as it tries to adjust to give you room to see that rollover. Now as you can tell, if you put that little caption in there, then you get a nice hover effect that has a caption underneath. Nice thing is I have set this one up to where I have some that have captions and then some that don't. This one doesn't, and this one does. And it's easy to control that just by putting that title tag into your link reference to your main hover image, and you could do that throughout your page if you had images like in a layout where you had an image and some text, and then an image floated to the right and some text. If you wanted to have little notes on them that said, hey, this is the family on their ski trip, and then, hey, this was us when we went fly fishing. And then if you just wanted a scenic view and you didn't want any sort of caption, then you would have that option as well on the same page, utilizing the same tooltip. And as you can see, it's very lightweight and doesn't require anything really special to get it on our page. Now, the other nice thing about this tooltip is that they even have it set up to where we can use it with screenshots, and the only coding necessary at that point is the CSS coding for the class screenshot, and then absolute, of course, and display none is in there, and then you can set up your borders, backgrounds, padding, color, and everything still has the same script references. And then in the assets folder, I just have, of course, the script for their tooltip, and then I have the screenshot that they provided with their demos. And as you can see, I've got one here that doesn't have a title, and then I have one here that does contain a title, so one will have a caption and one won't. So you can see how we can mix and match these on the page. There's a screenshot of CSS Globe and no caption, and there's a screenshot of CSS Globe with a caption. So you can see how this lightweight tooltip will work on any page. It's very easy to use. It's pretty much fail-safe, and you can get into it and add it quickly, and then you don't have to worry about all the other things that go with jQuery if you're not interested in learning all that. I hope you've enjoyed this tooltip. I will include a link to CSS Globe and to the reference on this little cast so that you can grab that information and download it and put it to use on your own screencast. Until the next time, this is Ed. Everybody have a great day, and thanks for joining me.